death of the four chaplains is a historic event in American history, one of the most selfless acts, heroic act that anybody could give to.
My connection to the four chaplains is very simple. Rabbi Good was my cousin.
Right.
Gentleman who just left is my cousin Paul. He was the son-in-law.
Four chaplains of different faiths serving in World War II made the ultimate sacrifice.
And give their life preservers and their only hope for being saved, and to give them to another human being and then die together.
Lieutenant Alexander Good, a rabbi, Lieutenant George Fox, a Methodist minister, Lieutenant Clark Poling, a Dutch Reformed minister, and Father Washington selflessly acted in God and a need to help others.
For men of faith to do what they did, it wasn't for their own glory,
Right.
It wasn't for their own honor, it was what God had instilled in them.
St. Stephen's Church wants to keep the four chaplains at the forefront of people's minds, even 80 years later.
The ecumenical aspect of it back in 1943, not only was the world segregated, but Catholics and Protestants didn't even get along.
And unprecedented that they keep this legacy alive. For Mark S. Auerbach, it's personal. At 5 years old, he made a promise to his father that he would always do just that, and he's keeping his word 70 years later.
You need to, because it's what everybody personifies and talks about on a daily basis. Four individual men no longer with us actually did it.
This was not a spur-of-the-moment decision.
It was a decision that they'd been formed, trained to do, by virtue, by values from their families, the way they were raised.
They epitomize selflessness.
And they didn't have to think too long and hard about it. This is what had to be done, and they did it.
St. Stephen's even immortalized the chaplain's sacrifice when they commissioned internationally renowned sculptor Timothy Schmaltz to create a monument outside the church as a testament to their heroism.
One of the amazing things, if there's a heaven, and I'm sure there is, they're all up there, and I hope to meet them one day when I meet my maker.
It's an ageless story of heroism and patriotism that connects everyone.
Father Joe, the congregation, the church, Nancy Waller. It doesn't get any better.
Father Joe has a military background in his family. His father was in the National Guard. Grandfather was in the Navy. Various uncles and cousins have engaged in military service through the years.
So for me, to be at the head of this, it's kind of like a way to honor them as well.
We try to keep this fresh just for the sake of accuracy. This particular picture here, that's Rosalie Freed. At the name, her name was Rosalie Good, her maiden name.
Okay.
That was Paul's wife.
Jesus would not say it. For he says that to be in faith, you will mourn with those who mourn.
To give thanks for what those who have gone before us have done. It's really a great honor for us as a parish.
You will work for peace, and you will give yourself for justice.
You think about acts of bravery, acts of unconditional love, acts of sacrifice. We're asked to do that every day. Maybe not to the extent of a sinking ship in wartime.
What are the ways that we can show unconditional love without asking anything in return, without putting ourselves first?
Obviously, some are more grand than others, but sometimes it's all the simple things, the little things, that can add up to the big ones.
St. Stephen's Church in Kearney, Jillian Risberg for Hudson TV.